Hi guys, it's Lara. Thanks for watching and welcome back to my channel. Not so long ago I dyed my hair with a semi-permanent hair dye from Maria Nila in the shade Cacao, which was this product here. If you are new here or if you simply missed that video, I will link it down below and also here in the right corner. Shortly about my current hair situation. So I'm growing out my natural hair color, so from my roots till here, that's my natural hair. I have some grays. And from here down, that's hair that used to be bleached and then it has been dyed to this shade with herbal hair dye. Before I had the shade Cacao, I had for quite a long time the shade Purple Haze from Manic Panic, which has been washing out for what feels like 100 years. And there were a few strands that had a little purple tint. But other than that, this is what my hair looked like before I dyed my hair with Cacao. So this is already good news. This color is going to wash out completely. That's certainly good. And other than that, if you want to see how the wash out process looked like, then please keep watching. Here we have my hair after the first wash. So when I washed my hair today, the water that was coming out after I shampooed my hair was a beige shade. It looked like a little bit paler hot chocolate. When I used the conditioner and when I rinsed my hair with a little bit cooler water, the water became clear. So far I had no stains, no problem whatsoever. The shade is still a really nice rich chocolatey brown, but it got a little bit lighter. Yesterday I washed my hair for the second time. As soon as I shampooed my hair, the water that came out was a little bit stained again. It had a reddish shade of beige, but after I applied my conditioner, the water came out clear. I had no problems with any stains. My towel remained clear. My white pillow is still white, so that's definitely great. The shade did not really change much, so here my natural color ends and here starts the Cacao. So it is still a little bit warmer shade of brown than my natural hair color with a little bit more red. But it still looks very pretty, no unpleasant surprises. Now, since my hair is braided, you can see here the bottom layers of my hair, and these are way darker than the top of my hair. And that's a really great thing where we can compare it with the shade Cacao. So this strand is my natural color and this strand is Cacao. So here it's even a little bit lighter than the bottom layers of my hair, and you can tell that it's definitely redder. And I feel like this blends in so nicely when it's braided, so I'm still very happy with the result, and I'll see you after the next hair wash. Yesterday I washed my hair for the third time and the shade got a little bit lighter again, but this time it changed. So when you look especially here on this side, it has kind of a little bit of a purple hint in it. Although the ends definitely lost some of the red shade and they actually look way more natural. Then again, the ends were already lighter, but especially the midsection is now pretty far from my natural hair color. It's not bad, and I think if you would have this on your entire head, it would still look pretty, so I'm not mad at the wash out process. But right now I'm basically where I was because the bottom of my hair is very remote from my natural hair color, but it's okay. We'll see how it's gonna look after the next wash. Yesterday I washed my hair for the fourth time. The shade got again a little bit lighter. It washes out still very nicely, very evenly. And here in the front, where I did not have any residue of any previous semi-permanent hair dyes, it got to this really nice light shade of brown, and I really like this shade. I would actually love having my entire head looking like this. In the back, the brown is still pretty red, but I wonder if that's less what the tone is, the shade Cacao. I wonder if it has to do more with the fact that I still had some minor residue of the previous semi-permanent hair dye underneath all of this, which was Purple Haze, and that had obviously some red and blue undertones. but it is still a very pretty shade. I mean, obviously different than the top of my head, but it's still really nice. And I think if I had a clean canvas, if my head had an even tone and I would put cacao over it and it would wash out this way, I would not mind at all. I think it would look really pretty if that were on my entire head. But anyway, the front sections are really pretty. So far I'm really happy with the wash out process. I can tell that it really goes slowly away, it washes out gradually, and again without any unpleasant surprises, no problems with any stains. Oh, and here's what the hair looks like right now with my lights on. So from this side I have daylight. From this side I have my softbox, but it's not pointed directly at me because that would be too bright. And from the front I have my ring light, and yeah, that's what the shade looks like. Even though I planned on not checking in for the next at least 1 or 2 washes, I had to because I just washed my hair and I noticed once my hair started drying that the color is washing out over purple. So this is what my hair looks like now. Not a look that I would want. It's not really super bad. Yeah, but I'm honestly not so jazzed about this right now. Here we are after the 6th wash. So when I washed my hair for the 6th time, actually quite a lot of color came out this time. And I can't tell you why it was, because I did exactly the same as I'm doing every time I wash my hair. I use the same products, same procedure, but for whatever reason a little bit more of the pigment came out. So now the front sections are actually a really pretty shade of brown now. So there is no more red in it. It's still a warm shade, but it's really pretty. The back sections still have a little bit of the purple and red hint in it. I would say that it's more intense on this side. Here we have my hair after the 7th wash. So especially these front sections have a really nice hazelnut brown, but there's still a little bit of purple hint in the back, but that's slowly getting better and the color got definitely again lighter. Here we are still after the 7th wash. I thought it would be a good idea to show you also how the hair looks like when I style it. So when it's styled like that, put into a ponytail, it looks actually really good, and I really like the bottom of the hair, like from here till the ends. That's a really nice shade. Now when you come closer you can obviously tell where it's still a little purple, but it's not so bad when it's styled like that. So that's actually, ever since it started showing the purple shades, the first time that I'm again happy with the result. Here we have my hair after the 9th wash. So it got again a little bit lighter and there's still a little bit purple. It's still washing out over purple. I'm honestly not really happy about that because I was actually happy to be rid of as much purple as possible before. And now I have basically the same situation like in the last weeks before I went over with the shade Cacao. So this is for me kind of like a step back, because that's how my hair looked like before I went to Croatia, where the sun and the seawater actually helped to remove all of this, and now I have it again. So yeah. Here we have the hair after the 10th wash. So it got again lighter and it kind of started wandering down. So here my natural color ends, and here you can see already a few sections of the hair that used to be bleached and then was treated with a herbal hair dye, because you can clearly tell that this is lighter. And then we have here residue of the shade Cacao, still with a little bit of a purple tint in it. And here the ends are already washed out completely. Here we have my hair after the 13th wash. So the hair got again a little bit lighter and it looks very natural now. I really like the way it looks now. And even though there might be somewhere some really light residue of the shade Cocoa, I consider it pretty much washed out. When I look at my hair from some angles, looking in the viewfinder, there is still a little bit of a purple tint visible, but it's really minimal, and again in reality you don't see it as much as the camera picks it up. So that's really good. And again, I consider the hair color being washed out at this point. I think in the next days, like when I wash my hair probably like once or twice, I hope that even the last purple residue is gonna be gone, and then I will be left only with 100% natural shades. And now some final thoughts. So first of all, I think it's great that Maria Nila is a cruelty-free and vegan brand. That is wonderful. I don't like the packaging though. I hate pumps. This makes literally no sense. That's unnecessarily too much plastic. It would be way smarter if they had simple jars, just like Manic Panic has, or for example, directions. Anything that has the top of the bottle too narrow guarantees that it's gonna be really difficult to get out all of the product. So that's not really wise, and I think it would be also wiser for the company, because I'm pretty sure that this packaging is gonna be pricier than simple jars. So that's something I don't like at all. I think that they have a really nice range of natural shades. I also love their pastel shades. However, I noticed that on my hair, on my natural hair color, they don't really do much. So this shade, I used it only here in the front and it was gone after the first wash. So I would not spend my money on this anymore, because once my natural hair color will be grown out, there's no reason for me to use this, because I know I would apply it, then I would wash my hair the next time and it would be gone. So it makes no sense. It does last nicely and for a reasonable time on hair that's been chemically treated, as we have seen. And even though my hair is not blonde, it did the trick and the color looked really nice, even though it was not really matching the top, but it was still a pretty color. I did not like the fact that it washed out over purple. However, to be fair, brown is a little complicated because there is red involved and blue and also yellow, and as it happens, sometimes some of these pigments are gonna go faster than the others, which will always result in a little bit weird shades. So I think it might be a little bit bigger challenge to create a brown shade that will wash out only over brown. So I understand that, but even though I understand it, I would not use this one again. But to be fair, it might be very different for anyone else. So that doesn't mean that just because I didn't like the result so much that it would not work for someone else. Another point, I think Maria Nila should a little bit work on their marketing and on how they present the brand, because I don't really see pictures of people wearing the hair colors that much. And I don't think it's too difficult to hire a few models and have them dye the hair with this and make nice photos so that people actually see what the colors look like. Because when I started looking into the hair color refresh masks, it was really hard for me to find photos of the colors. So I went to the store where they sell these colors and some other, hairdresser supplies. And they had a little ring with hair on it that has been dyed with the colors. And that was for the first time that I could actually imagine what the shade Cacao and all the other shades are supposed to look like. So this is definitely something Maria Nila has to work on. And also on the communication, because I've been scrolling through their Instagram account and I came to a picture where someone asked a very specific question. I think that was a picture of some hair dye, and a lady asked Maria Nila if it is a problem that her hair has been dyed with henna, because she wanted to try their hair masks, and no one answered her, and I think it's been several months. So I've seen that, so I answered her because I have this situation, like parts of my hair have been dyed with henna and I had no issues whatsoever. So I have written a few sentences like basically explained that this is what I've done and never had any issues. And she came back to me and thanked me because she said, yeah, she actually gave up on ever getting an answer, and that's not cool, right? So they should really work on that. I don't know, maybe it's just this one case, maybe, like we're all humans, maybe they had stressful time and maybe they just overlooked that message and forgot to come back. It can happen to all of us, so it's not a huge deal, but I think it would be great if they would be a little bit more interactive. And also when people post photos using their products, I think the least a brand can do is to say thank you for posting photos and tagging us. So that's also something I would expect, especially since Maria Nila is not a huge brand. So that's just a suggestion for them to step up their game. So overall, I think they have great colors. I was super happy with the reds. I don't think they do much on natural hair. However, what I noticed was that the hair that used to have yellowish undertones and a little bit brassy undertones, it's kind of now a little bit more balanced. So I will definitely try mixing this product into my conditioner once all the residue of the purple will be gone. And then I will see how it looks like. But again, as an overall color, that's not a product that would work for me, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't work for you. So if you ever use this shade, please let me know how it was for you. And I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. I love you guys so much and see you all tomorrow. Bye!